Kia ora koutou, Reese from QuickSense here, and today we're looking at angle properties of irregular polygons. Now, all we mean by irregular is that the sides and the angles are not all the same. So in this instance, we're given a diagram and we are asked to find a particular value, x. Well, to solve this, I need to know what do the interior angles sum to. Okay, and so the interior angles, let's call that I, that's equal to, and here's the formula, 180 times the number of sides minus 2. In this instance, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So the interior angles of a 5-sided shape should add to 180 times 5 minus 2, which is equal to 180 times 3, which should equal 540 degrees. So, using this, I can find the value of x, because x is equal to the difference between 540, the total sides, minus what we already have. Well, we've got 100 at the top, now going anti-clockwise. We've also got 120, and we've also got those two right angles down the bottom, so 90 and 90. So remember, this is what all the stuff we're taking away. So this is 540, take away 100 plus 120, 220, plus 90 plus 90, which is 180. So 220 plus 180 is equal to 400. 540, take away 400, well, that's 140 degrees. All right, wonderful. In this next question, and this is exactly the kind of question I love, because it's kind of a puzzle. We have to work backwards to get to the answer, and often we need to add things to the diagram as well to see what we need. So we're going to try and find x, and x is over here. So it's the tip of the star shape. Now the first thing, and there is a bit of a clue here, right? We can see this line here. And this tells me that I should be thinking about all of these, well, I could be thinking about them as triangles with this shape in the middle. Well, what does that do? Well, that tells me that this is going to be a right angle. I can also see a right angle up here with my square, right? How do I know that? ABCD is a square. So we can't assume that. All right, so what else do I know? Well, I know, because of this dash here, this line is equal to this line. Right? That means we've got an isosceles triangle. We've got one over here as well. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, if we can see around this corner here, because we are doing angles around a point, well, they should sum to 360 degrees. So we've got 70 on there already, and 90 on there already. And then we've got an angle in here. Let's call this W. This angle here, well, that's 90. And then we've got this angle in here. Okay, let's call this Z. And that's equal to 360. So 70 plus 90, 160. 160 plus 90 is 250. So W plus Z equals 360 take away 250, which is 110. Now, is there a way I can write W and Z in terms of Y and X? Well, yeah, absolutely. I can do that because they are isosceles triangles, right? So W is equal to interior angles of a triangle sum to 180. Take away Y divided by 2, because W is over here as well. There's two lots of them. And I can do the same thing for Z here. So Z, and here's where we're going to get our value of X. 180, take away X over 2. So Y plus Z, 180 minus Y over 2, plus 180 over X minus 2 is equal to 110. Now, there is this other indicator as to what Y might be, because remember, we want the value just of X. We need one variable to do that, and if we look here, what we have is a straight line. We've got a straight line. How do I know that? Well, because this side is equal to this side, and this side's equal to this, so it must carry on straight down through there. Right, this is extending. It's almost like we're going from here to here and starting another half square. The only way we can do that is if it's a straight line. So Y plus 90, right, we've got this supplementary angles on here. So Y must equal 90, right? Y plus 90 degrees equals 180. So if that's true, it's going to be 90, which is 180 minus 90 over 2 plus 180 minus X over 2 equal to 110. 180 minus 90, 90 minus divided by 2 is 45. Okay, so 45, let's move that to the other side. 110 take away 45. So let's move this over to here. It's running out of space. So 180 minus X over 2 is equal to 65. 110 minus 45. Now I'm going to times both sides by 2, which gives me 130. I'm going to take away 180 from both sides, which gives me minus X. 130 take away 180 is minus 50, times both sides by -1, and X is equal to 50 degrees. Now there are a couple of other ways we could do this question as well, right? Because I know that this is 90 degrees, that means that this and this here are both 45 degrees, right? So looking back at this original question, right, I can begin, or I can use the same logic, but maybe in a simpler way, right? So this is 45, 45, right? Then I end up with this question here being the same starting point as this question here. So you see there are often many ways that you can solve these problems. You need to follow the steps and the logical sequence that makes the most sense to you.